September 2025. Compliments of the headlines. 21-year-old man jailed 3 months for sausage in Kasama. President Hichilema urges youths to champion peace and national development. Nake is impressed with the 2025 grade 9 and grade 7 results. TIZ warns against voter inducement ahead of Chawama by-elections. With the details, my name is Kondwelani Jose. Patriotic Front PF presidential aspirant Brian Mundubile on Tuesday visited incarcerated party leaders at Chimbokaila Maximum Security Prison in Lusaka. During the visit, Mr. Mundubile met PF Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda, former Minister of Foreign Affairs Joseph Malanji, and Kawambwa Town Council Chairperson Kalumba Chifumbe, who are currently serving prison sentences. Speaking after the visit, Mr. Mundubile said the incarcerated leaders expressed hope that PF members outside prison would remain united as the country moves towards the next general elections. He said the convicts believe unity within the party is key to rebuilding a strong political force. Mr. Mundubile assured them that efforts are underway to unite the party and ensure it moves forward as one. He emphasized that a united opposition would be in a strong position to provide effective opposition to the ruling United Party for National Development UPND. He also wished the incarcerated leaders well and encouraged them to remain strong during their time in prison.
Yes, please.
Yes, we came to the correctional service to pay a visit to our friends who are incarcerated. We've had occasion to see Honorable Malanji. We've also seen Honorable Nakachinda, the Secretary General. We've also seen the former chairperson for Kawambwa, Kalumba Chifumbe. They are all doing well. They wish all of us out here a Merry Christmas, and as they remain in good health. Yeah, they of course emphasize that they're relying on us who are out here to unite as we go into next year's elections. I've since made an undertaking to them that we'll do everything possible to ensure that we move as one, we move in unity, to ensure that we put up a strong opposition against the UPND. We equally wish them well as they continue serving their sentences and hope that sooner than later they'll be granted bail so that they continue their cases. To look into the matter of Munia Zulu. Munia Zulu was sentenced to 12 months imprisonment, I think on the 25th of April this year. And due to legal remission, he was due to be released sometime last week. We are now told that they are unable to release him because the administrative authorities decided to slap a 60-day punishment for him to remain in custody. I feel this is unfair. Further, to slap a further 30 days, making it 60 days. So it's an appeal that we want to make on the Commissioner General of the Correctional Service to look into the matter of
Former Vice President Nevers Mumba has urged Zambians to reflect on the lessons arising from the death of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, saying the country must avoid similar divisions as it prepares for the 2026 general elections. Dr. Mumba says the events surrounding the passing of the late former head of state exposed deep-seated tensions in the country, which should serve as a warning to both political leaders and citizens. He has stressed the need for unity, respect and adherence to democratic principles, noting that what transpired must not be repeated during the next electoral cycle. Dr. Mumba further observed that the death of former President Lungu triggered divisions and public debate involving government and other stakeholders, exposing underlying political and social challenges. He has since called on leaders across the political divide to promote peace and national cohesion to ensure calm and orderly elections in 2026.
Our President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, whom we lost in South Africa. That singular event brought such a division in our country that we almost split ourselves into half. One group standing up to say that we will not bring the body of the late president back to Zambia because when he was alive, he was not given the privileges that a former president should have been given, and therefore will bury him in South Africa. On the other hand, government and many other Zambians said that we want the body of our former president back in Zambia to be given the honors and be buried with the dignity that his office deserved. That debate went on month after month in a manner that really made other nations doubt our credentials of a Christian nation. But I'm so glad to say that regardless of how complicated issues have been for us in Zambia, now and in the past, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, our founding father, laid a firm foundation and proposed to us as a people that in every conflict that you face, look for the path towards peace. Anything and everything that makes us differ can find its solution on the round table of debate. And therefore, when we look at that event, let's look at the ECL problem as a lecture, as a lesson to learn from, so that as we face 2026, we don't have to repeat the problem.
The National Action for Quality Education in Zambia, NACAES, says it is impressed with the 2025 Grade 9 and Grade 7 examination results announced by the Minister of Education yesterday. In a statement made available to Muvi TV News, NACAES Executive National Director Dr. Aaron Chansa says the national pass rate of 72%, up from 55% in 2024 for Grade 9 candidates and almost 72% for Grade 7 candidates, is commendable. NACAES agrees that the significant improvement in the pass rate at Grade 9 level is as a result of the abolition of automatic progression of learners from primary to secondary schools in 2023. Before this abolition, the Grade 9 pass rate for many years stood at around 52%. Abolishing 100% progression of learners increased academic competition, promoted hard work, improved the caliber of Grade 8 intakes, and to a good extent allowed only suitable learners to proceed to secondary school. He says automatic progression of learners was academically scandalous and an enemy of quality education in Zambia, stating that the practice was not justifiable and that if the ministry had continued using it, more severe educational consequences on the standards of secondary and tertiary education in the country could have been incurred. NACAES has since commended the Ministry of Education and the Examination Council of Zambia and the teachers for their good work and efforts.
Action for Quality Education in Zambia is impressed with the 2025 Grade 9 and Grade 7 exam results. We've taken note that the national pass rate for Grade 9, for example, has significantly improved from 55% last year to 72% this year. And also, we have seen that grade 9, Grade 7 exams, the results have also improved from 71% to 72%, which is very good for us. And we want to congratulate those that have made it into Grade 10 and also into Form 1. And we agree that for Grade 9s, the abolition of automatic progression from primary to secondary has had very good educational effects. We remember that before the abolition in 2023, those that were going into grade 8 were not able to be in that grade, and the national pass rate before 2023 was around 52%. But after 2023, we saw that only those that were suitable to a very big extent were allowed to go to grade 8, which also increased the academic competition in grade 7, allowing improved caliber of grade 8, and the results are what we have seen this year, that the grade 9 exams have improved, and this goes to show that teachers worked very hard, and therefore want to commend them together with the ECZ and also the ministry. And as we commend these stakeholders, we want to strongly advise government to consider giving teachers, those that invigilate and those that supervise exams, to give them allowances.
Government, it says, is fully aware of the challenges that pastors and chaplains are facing when accessing adequate pastoral trainings. Acting Director of Religious Affairs under the Office of the Vice President, Dr. Martha Sitali, says the Zambian government is ensuring firm partnership between the government and the religious-based universities. She says it is very prudent for those who want to pursue chaplainship to go through adequate training to help in national development. Dr. Sitali was speaking during the International Coalition Fellowship University ICOF graduation and ordinating ceremony. And ICOF University Vice Chancellor Charles Mwape has thanked government for including private education sector in their education policy by providing bursaries and scholarships for their students. He said it is a clear indication that the government is committed for a strong collaboration in saving the community in curbing antisocial behaviors, especially among the youths. He further thanked government for massive employment, among which some of the recruited are a product of the ICOF University.
By virtue of the power entrusted in me, I do hereby confer upon you all graduates presented before me, whose names have been read out individually, those graduating in absence and severally, the Bachelor of Public Administration with all these rights and privileges. Congratulations.
The commissioning of chaplains today clearly demonstrates the importance of partnership between government, Livingstone Mission Center and the International Coalition of Fellowships in ensuring that those called to serve in chaplaincy ministry are adequately and professionally trained to deliver effective services to the people. As you may be aware, government has placed matters of religious affairs under the office of the Vice President and continues to promote chaplaincy services at all levels of government. This underscores government's recognition of the critical role chaplains play in providing moral guidance, counseling, and spiritual support within our institutions and communities. Sincerely thank the International Coalition of Fellowships, ICOF, for its national and international leadership, for enabling ICOF global chaplains and its partner colleges and universities to collaborate with government in the provision of scholarships to our youth. These scholarships have significantly benefited vulnerable but capable young people.
And out of these students, over 500 are being employed by the Jordan government. A demonstration that we are raising you in society under the government that cares, that believes in your ability and in your education. May you be one of them. When you are employed in a department of government, demonstrate that you are an ambassador of ICOF Global University.
A 21-year-old man of Chisanga village in Senior Chief Mwamba's chiefdom in Kasama district has been sentenced to 3 months simple imprisonment for stealing sausage from a ShopRite store. John Walia was convicted after pleading guilty to 1 count of theft before Kasama magistrate Chapson Silimba. Facts before the court revealed that on November 27, 2025, Walia stole sausage valued at 80 kwacha and 50 ngwe from ShopRite in Kasama. In mitigation, the convict asked for leniency, stating that he was a first offender who regretted his actions and sought to be considered for community service. However, Magistrate Silimba ruled that community service was not mandatory and sentenced Walia to 3 months simple imprisonment effective from the date of his arrest. The Zambia Congress of Trade Unions, ZCTU, has warned employers who deny their workers the right to organize for labor rights that they will face sanctions. Speaking at end-of-year press briefing in Lusaka, ZCTU President Blake Mulala emphasized that the ultimatum for employers to comply with labor laws is set for the first quarter of 2026, particularly on bargaining matters. The ZCTU president stressed that any business that fails to adhere to labor laws and regulations will contract the Congress's attention, adding that investing must not be built on cheap, silent labor, adding that the country needs investment, but not at the expense of workers' rights. He further emphasized that no country can function without labor laws, and Zambia has these laws in place. He has urged citizens to follow the laws and employers to respect workers' rights, warning that the ZCTU will not hesitate to take action against non-compliant workers. With the ultimatum set for the first quarter of 2026, employers are expected to comply with the labor laws and regulations. The ZCTU's tough stance is aimed at protecting workers' rights and promoting fair labor practices in the country.
And enforce the law. Employers who deny workers the right to organize now must face sanctions. It's no longer business as usual for those employers. They are enemies. We as the Congress now, we are declaring war on such employers. We have tried to use this dialogue. They call it the, how do you call it? That quiet diplomacy of dialogue. You write letters, but the letters sometimes take too long to be responded. Now, the CTU going into 2026, we are declaring war on employers who deny workers the right to organize. They must face, on top of that, we need to have this issue of penalties. I've seen the Labor Commissioner, now we have given them a penalty. They are making money out of that exploitation they make from the workers, and they're able to pay that money. They don't even feel it. We call for sanctions so that they can feel it a bit. And we as Congress now, we shall also add a pinch of salt as we go into 2026. Investment must not be built on cheap, silenced labor. We welcome the investment. Our country needs investment for our economy to participate. But our message again is respect our labor laws. There's no country without labor laws. Zambia also have its own rules which must be respected. As we speak on the right to organize on the private sector, we want to appeal to our affiliate unions in the private sector. Put pressure on those employers who are delaying the bargaining process. We have given an ultimatum of first quarter of 2026 on bargaining matters. Any business to do with the labor unions which is not completed will attract the Congress to come in. How we come in? Either we use the back door, that will be our own.
Drivers at Lumumba bus station in Lusaka Central Business District on Tuesday shared Christmas hampers among fellow drivers, marking the festive season with acts of unity, appreciation and thanksgiving. The The initiative, undertaken by the Lumumba bus station leadership, was aimed at promoting peace and togetherness amongst drivers, while also giving thanks to God and President Hakainde Hichilema for continued stability in the country. Speaking during the distribution, Vice Chairperson Evans Chihota expressed gratitude for the village banking initiative, noting that its positive impact was now clearly visible. He highlighted that last year the initiative enabled drivers to acquire land, while this year it made it possible to support drivers and their families through the Christmas hampers.
Drivers at Lumumba bus station in Lusaka's Central Business District on Tuesday shared Christmas hampers among fellow drivers, marking the festive season with acts of unity, appreciation and thanksgiving. The initiative, undertaken by the Lumumba bus station leadership, was aimed at promoting peace and togetherness among drivers, while also giving thanks to God and President Hakainde Hichilema for continued stability in the country. Each hamper contained a 25 kg bag of breakfast mealie meal, 2 liters of cooking oil, a 5 kg bag of rice and a chicken. Speaking during the distribution, Vice Chairperson Evans Chiwota expressed gratitude for the village banking initiative, noting that its positive impact was now clearly visible. He highlighted that last year the initiative enabled drivers to acquire land, while this year it made it possible to support drivers and their family through the Christmas hampers.
Msharamba tu tiamikira wa president Hakainde Hichilema pampata wanaona tupasa kwa drivers take without any interference from outsiders. Icho chintu ni chinchekiamikira chatipeleka pasogoro as my drivers. I'm sure last year mnaona same month ya mene during season ya Christmas tenzo kugawa na malandi, whereby development and achievement ya tukonkala ma drivers tunatina sogoro kuchira marijime na ngwetu napita kumbuyo wasitamba kuona maje future yatu na kwamene yenda pozitisebenzera pamozi.
Mr. Pethias Nenuke echoed President Hichilema's message on hard work.
But tunochaka tinakamba kuti asitigula maplot tunochaka tifuna kuti tiguleko vakuti atijeko kai vaplot wanakamba kuti wabereka walia wabereka tikamba chabe kuti mulungu pasogolo pali vonzo meti chita chifukwa chakuti palibe chameti kachite palibe umoyo ndiye capital.
Some beneficiaries who operate on Kasupe and 15 miles routes praised the Lumumba bus station leadership for its visionary approach and commitment to the welfare of drivers.
Basogolere watu peno atiganizira so atiganizira bapamene apa batiganizira ba future munga mwene bilida pamene anguswase benzi babe mabasi babetani bakatenga futi bachita benefit maningi kuchira kunkala so chabe because sase benza then babwera so it means Lumumba ngalamonga ni company yao
batotu sunga kabotu maningi batotu sunga mbuli bana babo kulishi batotu chitila shitobota so far neo pano ndaswa kumushikwa mungule nkonkala ndesa mukufola bonus ya mu station kwamba intolele bana bariye.
As the event concluded, the drivers expressed joy and appreciation for the gesture, extending their Christmas and New Year wishes to their passengers and to Zambia at large.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Grace Mavo, Muvi TV News in
Luapula Water Supply and Sanitation Company Limited wishes to inform the general public that during routine operations at its wastewater pump station, a still small baby was discovered at the inlet screening point of the sewer system. Upon discovery, the matter was immediately reported to the relevant law enforcement and health authorities, who have since taken over the matter in line with established legal and investigative procedures. Luapula Water Supply and Sanitation Company Limited is fully cooperating with the authorities on this matter.
My name is Felix Katia, Public Relations Officer for Luapula Water Supply and Sanitation Company Limited. We wish to clarify and also advise members of the general public that wastewater treatment facilities and sewer networks are designed exclusively for the conveyance of wastewater. The the disposal of solid waste, medical waste, biological material, fats, grease, wipers, diapers, hazardous material, explosive material, and sharp instruments into the sewer network is strictly prohibited as they are unsafe, unlawful, and pose a serious public health and environmental risk in addition to disrupting wastewater operations for the public good. The discovery of the still small baby is regrettable, and hence we strongly appeal to members of the general public to use sanitation facilities responsibly and to seek appropriate social, medical, legal, community support services when faced with difficult circumstances. We therefore urge the public to refrain from speculation and allow the relevant authorities to conduct their investigation. As Wapla Water, we remain committed to safeguarding public health, environmental protection, and the integrity of our society.
The Lusaka Provincial Administration says strides recorded in the education sector under the new Dawn administration show that Lusaka Province is aligning itself with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals number 4, which seeks to ensure inclusive and quality education for all. The administration notes that the introduction of the new education curriculum framework has overhauled the learning system by shifting a competence-based approach, introducing A-levels, integrating climate education and practical skills, and ending automatic progression from primary to secondary school. The province has further backed these reforms through the scaling up of the school feeding program, currently benefiting over 616,000 learners, a move aimed at improving nutrition, school attendance, and retention. Government has also procured hundreds of thousands of desks and deployed more than 1,100 teachers, alongside ongoing construction of classrooms, secondary schools, and early childhood centers, following the free education policy, which has significantly increased enrollment across the province.
Thank you. Strides made in the education sector under the new Dawn administration signifies that Lusaka province has aligned towards Sustainable Development Goal number 4 of the United Nations global commitment to ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all by 2030. This focuses on universal access to free primary secondary schooling, equal access to affordable vocational higher education, literacy for youth, adults, and relevant skills for employment, with specific targets for vulnerable groups and infrastructure. This is clear in Zambia's new education curriculum framework, which has ensured a significant overhaul, moving to a competence-based outcomes-focused system with major structural changes like early childhood education, ECE, primary, secondary, tertiary, introducing A-levels, integrating climate education and practical skills, and ending automatic progression from primary to secondary. The government in Lusaka province has backed up this by scaling up the school feeding program, which is reaching out to 616,065 learners. This is critical. This is a critical input in not only improving the nutrition of the vulnerable children, but also in improving attendance and ensuring that the children continue to remain in school. Further, over 600,000 desks have been procured to ensure improved quality of education in our schools in an effort to ensure that no one sits on the floor. This follows the government's introduction of the free education policy, which has increased access to education in the province, resulting in 600,000 learners enrolled in schools in 2025, compared to 400,000 learners enrolled in 2022 out of the 2.3 million that have gone back to school nationwide. Further, this has been supported by the deployment of 1,150 teachers recruited in the province between 2022 and 2025, with over 60,000 desks being procured mostly from Constituency Development Fund, CDF, and the Ministry of Education. This is in line with President Hakainde Hichilema's directive that no child should sit on the floor while in class. The province has seen massive infrastructure development, such as construction of 218 classrooms, construction of five full secondary schools, and also construction of early childhood hubs and satellite centers, which is ongoing.
Government, through the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, has identified 29,689 women across the country to benefit from the Supporting Women Livelihood Initiative, under which each beneficiary will receive a grant of 5,200 kwacha to boost their small-scale businesses. The program is being implemented under Phase 1 of the Girls and Women Empowerment and Livelihoods Program, JWEL 2, with financial and technical support from the World Bank, and targets women drawn from social cash transfer beneficiary households. In a statement, Ministry of Community Development and Social Services Principal Public Relations Officer Glenda Nachinga says the intervention is aimed at reducing poverty, strengthening household incomes, and promoting inclusive economic growth among vulnerable women aged between 19 and 64 years. She adds that the grants will be dispersed through mobile money platforms to enhance transparency, while all beneficiaries will undergo life skills and business management training to equip them with entrepreneurship and financial management skills in line with government's commitment to placing women at the center of national development.
Go.
Government, through the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, has identified over 29,000 women under the Supporting Women Livelihood. These women will benefit from productive grants of 5,200 kwacha, which will be disbursed in 2 installments. This is to enable them grow their small businesses and also contribute to increased household income, and also complement government's efforts of reducing poverty. This is in line with President Hakainde Hichilema's vision of ensuring that no one is left behind. I would like to urge the beneficiaries who are coming from social cash transfer beneficiary households to ensure that they use these monies for the intended purpose.
Dundumwezi Member of Parliament Edgar Singombe has inspected a Constitution Development Fund project at Chikanta Primary School, one of the oldest learning institutions in the constituency. The project involves the construction of a 1x2 classroom block, which was initially started by the local community but stalled due to limited resources before CDF support was secured. During the monitoring visit, Mr. Singombe expressed satisfaction with the pace of works, noting that the classroom block is expected to be completed by January next year. He said the project will help decongest classrooms and improve the learning environment of pupils, adding that the initiative forms part of ongoing efforts to improve education infrastructure across Dundumwezi constituency.
Very neatly. And it's not maybe next week. Next week? Yes, you complete it. So, Ago Pentagon, say? Yes. So meaning that when children open in January, they'll find this place completed and new. And we will also be at hand to ensure that this block is given desks almost immediately. So thank you very much. From here, now we are going to Hamlile, where we want to check on the road that was paid for by KFW, Germany. So we want to go and see how fast that road is going up, and from there we go to our final destination. So thank you very much for us, and we'll continue showing you where we are. Thank you.
So at the company, at Dundumwezi,
Development innovation. Okay. Quite good. The block is nice. The workmanship looks fair. Only that the rooms are slightly smaller. I think what we should be doing in future is to ensure that any community infrastructure follows the guideline from Ministry of Education. So you can see this one is slightly smaller. Probably it's for our children, those at preschool, but still it should have followed the design of the ministry. So we have another one here. This one is complete. It's fine. This one was assisted by World Vision. So World Vision has been a very good partner in Dulumwezi. These are some of the landmark projects that they...
Transparency International Zambia, TIZ, has issued a stern warning to political actors against engaging in voter inducement and other forms of electoral misconduct ahead of the Chawama parliamentary by-election set for January 15, 2026. TIZ Executive Director Maurice Nyambe emphasized that the by-election is a critical democratic exercise whose integrity will influence public confidence in Zambia's electoral system as the nation gears up for the August 2026 general elections. He urged all candidates, political parties and officials to adhere strictly to the Electoral Process Act, warning that distribution of money, goods or other benefits during campaigns constitutes a punishable electoral offense. Mr. Nyambe further called on Chawama residents to remain vigilant and report any illegal inducements, while reminding public officials to refrain from using state resources for partisan purposes. TIZ also highlighted the importance of peaceful, inclusive and transparent elections, underscoring that democratic competition should be rooted in ideas and service delivery rather than intimidation or violence.
As TIZ, we take note of the forthcoming Chawama parliamentary by-election, which is of course scheduled for the 15th of January 2026. And we wish in that respect to take the opportunity to just highlight some of the expectations that we have in relation to this by-election. In our view, the Chawama by-election is not an isolated political event, but it is part of the wider context of the electoral process as the nation heads towards the August 2026 general elections. From that perspective, the Chawama by-election is a critical democratic exercise whose conduct will either strengthen or weaken public confidence in Zambia's electoral system. I think one of the major concerns that we have seen, certainly in previous by-elections, has been the issue of voter inducement, particularly the practice of giving money, goods, as well as other material benefits to voters during campaigns. Now, of course, the law is very explicit that such conduct constitutes an electoral offense. The Electoral Process Act number 35 of 2016 makes that very categorical. And so would like to call on all the players that are involved in this election, from the political parties to the candidates to the campaign staff and all the rest of them, really to adhere to the letter when it comes to the Electoral Process Act, and that there should be no deviation from the law in that respect. We also wish to raise some serious concern about the abuse of state resources, which is a recurring challenge that we have witnessed and highlighted even in previous by-elections, where we have seen public officials, including ministers, district commissioners, and other office bearers, using their offices or the privilege of their offices to actually induce voters in different ways. Now, of course, the ruling party, by virtue of being in government, carries a heightened responsibility in this respect, and also to ensure that the state machinery, public funds, and government programs are not exploited for partisan advantage in the context of the by-election. We also wish to speak to the issue of political violence and to reiterate that Zambia's democracy is founded on peace, tolerance, and respect for the rule of law. And so we expect that the competition in Chawama is one that will be based on ideas, policies, and service delivery, rather than intimidation, harassment, or indeed physical confrontations. We wish to urge strict adherence to the campaign schedules and regulations that will be set by the ECZ, because this is key to actually ensuring a peaceful and incident-free by-election. We wish to reiterate as a TIZ that we remain committed to promoting free, fair, transparent, and inclusive elections, and we call on all stakeholders to rise to the responsibility of safeguarding the integrity of the Chawama parliamentary by-election, and therefore contributing meaningfully to the consolidation of Zambia's democratic governance.
Moving on to sports, Kabwe-based football club Leopards on Wednesday afternoon held Zesco United to a 0-0 draw in a rescheduled match played under difficult weather conditions at the Presidential Stadium. Persistent rainfall affected the quality of play, making it hard for both teams to settle into their rhythm. FC Leopards head coach Justin Chinama described the encounter as a tough game, noting that the poor weather conditions prevented both sides to reach their expected achievements.
To Coach Justin Chinama, the coach for FC Leopards, who have just drawn this afternoon here to President. Coach, how do you describe the draw against this production?
Yeah, it was a tough game. I think a draw for both of us, I think, is a good result. I think considering the weather condition that we played under, the game couldn't flow the way we wanted the game to flow because of the rains that came. But otherwise, from us as FC Leopards, a draw is okay, though we came for a win. We wanted the win, end the year with a win. But my boys accounted for themselves very well, and I think I'll accept it.
From all games I've played, I've only managed to win one game. Where do you think you were concerned that the team survived playing in Super League?
Here it's very clear that we need to work on the striking force, because we are able to create a lot of chances, but putting the ball behind the net is where the problem is. So I think during this AFCON break, we need to look around, I think, and work on the striking force. The defense is okay, midfield is okay, but on the striking part, I think we need to do something.
Sometimes backyard is challenging for defenders. Have you done your homework?
Yes, we've done our homework. I think for now we are okay with the defense. We've got depth. If you see now, those that started playing at the back are not the same who are playing. So we've got a lot of depth. So at the back, we are okay. Where we need the strengthening, I think, is on top.
Finally, how was the season 2025?
2025
as a coach for FC Leopards, the collector,
has been very challenging. That I haven't achieved my dreams. Where we are as FC Leopards is not where I thought I could take the team. But thank God we are not in the relegation zone. We are out of the relegation zone. So what is important now in the year coming is to strengthen on the strike force, start winning games, so that we finish the league in the top 8. The target is finishing the league in the top 8 bracket.
And your fans, as we wind up?
To the fans, kudos to them. They've been supporting us from game 1 up to today. We thank them, let them continue. The sponsors, management, let them continue supporting us. Yes, we've disappointed a bit in that we've recorded a lot of draws than wins, but we'll get down to the drawing board, a very good drawing board for that matter, a special one, and we'll definitely impress them more.
As we close the news, here's a reminder of the headlines. 21-year-old man jailed 3 months for stealing sausage in Kasama. Nakez impressed with the 2025 Grade 9 and Grade 7 results, and TIZ warns against voter inducement ahead of Chawama by-elections. For Muvi TV News, my name is Kondwelani Jose. Good night.
Are you a parent looking for a school with values-driven ethos and a firm belief in an all-encompassing Christian education for your child? Then look no further. At Gospel Outreach Christian Academy, we make the educational experience of your child as rewarding as possible. Offering an excellent reading program that gets our reception children reading within 6 weeks. And examination practice packages tailored to prepare our learners sufficiently for final exams, helping your child make the passing choice to holistic education. A school that believes in helping struggling students get up to speed, providing for the mind, body, and soul. Enroll your child in any of the grades from baby class to grade 12 and enjoy flexible payment plans with up to 5% discount for payments made during school holidays. For information, call 0979 404809. Gospel Outreach Christian Academy. Excellence through Christian education. Scan the QR code to apply. Get in touch with us on 0972 568195.
Your future can't wait. Why delay your dreams when you can fast track your success at Crystal University? March 10, 2025. Mark your calendar. Enroll in the following faculties: Faculty of Nursing, Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Humanities, Business and Education, Department of Postgraduate Studies. For a limited time, get a 20% off discount on your first semester, making education more affordable. Plus, we offer a very flexible payment plan, 50% upfront to start, the rest to be paid in manageable monthly installments. Study full-time, distance, and online, making it perfect for in-service workers and international students too. Don't miss out. Call us now and secure your place. Crystal University, meeting the educational needs of today.